Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Balon Fans. And tonight we are talking about football. Like we all always talk about football. Well, what else is there to talk about? It's the best sport in the world, all right? And we love it. And we got the usual crew tonight. And tonight we're going to specifically talk about the Ballon d'Or. The Ballon d'Or is the topic of discussion. There's some who hate it, some who love it, some who think it don't make any sense. But still, though, people still regard it as a kind of individual award to win, something to hold on to. So I think many fans, like myself, are like Dro's fittings tonight. His name is International Break Woes, man. You don't feel like a part of your life just gone, man, when the Premier League now play.
Facts.
Yeah, so that's how it is. But I don't see the point of the internationals. To be honest with you, I think they can redo the system. But me and Wenger tried to do that, But a lot of people don't like his methods, probably, how y'all break down, like for the whole two World Cup every 2 years thing.
Yeah, I saw the whole thing with his interview, and I was listening to his reasoning and explanation as to why he was suggesting it. And I mean, it didn't sound crazy, but at the same time, I feel like with that too, you're just putting more strain on the players. Because yeah, you want more entertainment, you want to have um more well, the World Cup roll around quicker and so on, which is cool because then, for example, players like Messi and Ronaldo and so maybe would have won more
Yeah.
with something like that as opposed to having to wait that extended period of time. But
Mhm.
at the same time, I also believe in the if it's not broken, don't fix it.
Don't
And
fix it. Don't.
I don't see an issue with it as it is.
Well, some say it would make it more. I mean, people love the World Cup, so you bring it around more
Mm,
often. Then you get more
true.
entertainment, more money, and they'll be able to rearrange the international games so that you don't people are not away from their clubs as often. I think those are some of the benefits he was saying. But then there are others who would say that you're cheapening the World Cup if it's not every 4 years. Then there's a certain feeling of waiting for it. When you have to wait for long for something, it
That's
kind
true.
of gives it more value. So I mean, I don't know. Y'all think he's gonna get through the changes, or people just gonna say leave it the way it is?
Leave it as it is.
I think, yeah, I think those major European nations are what's going to be key here, and I don't think they're for it. So have a uphill battle.
Yep. It's gonna be an uphill battle, definitely. So let's jump into what we're gonna talk about. So we're gonna talk about the Ballon d'Or, and it's coming up to that. The nominees we mentioned, and the people who tend to be winning it over the last few years is Messi and Ronaldo. And Messi is bidding for his record extending seventh men's Ballon d'Or title. And he will have to beat competition from Cristiano Ronaldo after the pair were named among the 13 nominees for the award. All right, so that's that. And Messi has six, Cristiano has five, and the only players to have won more than three. But there's some other people in there too that are vying for it. That people are considering it, and some contenders in this that I think we should debate. But before we actually get into the main people who are possibly likely to win it, let's consider exactly the people that are in the 30 and whether or not they should even be in the 30 in the first place. So we're gonna start out with one of the names at the top of the list, or at least the list I have in front of me, is Mahrez. Why should Mahrez be in the top 30? Why should Mahrez be in the top 30? Does he deserve to be there?
For me, no. Just saying. For me personally, no.
Okay, no. What about you, Moy?
Okay, go ahead, Moy.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say Mahrez had a stellar run in the Champions League towards the back end of last season. He propelled them really to that finals, and I think overall he had a steady season enough. I'm looking at the names there. I'm trying to just bring them up here. I'm looking at the
Mm.
names here. I don't see. You mean you have players in here like yeah, Mahrez should be in that.
Mahrez should be in that crew. So like now, just to speed it up, then you have people like Mahrez. You got Kante. Kante should be in there.
Mhm.
He deserves
Hey,
it.
but hold
No.
on. Let me reverse. Let me reverse a
Joe,
little.
what's your answer? As I come in for you.
When you really think about it, actually, and then when you look at the other persons included on the list, Mahrez, yeah, I take back that
Wow, so quick.
Mahrez can get
Okay,
a
all
slot
right.
because if based on the fact that when you really look on the other names on the list, there's at least 10 men on that list that Mahrez, I would say, deserves to be on the list above. So
Mhm.
yeah,
Okay. Bernucci, Mason Mount, Hurricane.
hmm.
I
Bernucci.
mean,
Alright, Josh, you're going real far.
Okay,
Because
okay, okay. Well, that's not bro.
I hope you're thinking of who we said to cross up. Because
Oh, I
then
wasn't.
you
I
said,
wasn't.
because then you said Benucci, who else? Mason Mountain,
Hurricane.
Benucci. I'd keep Benucci.
Mhm.
I mean, I'd keep Benucci because it's a
Why?
30-man list. I'm like, oh hey, why not keep because Benucci won the Euros. I can see why he's in the
So
30.
then the whole Italian squad should need to be a day then. So you win the Euros and then
Well,
just
no,
show
I
it
mean,
to
I
that
would
squad.
from the Italian squad. I mean, I put Benucci. I put Chiellini. I
Mm,
think Barella is on the list. Barella is on the list. Jorginho, Donnarumma.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yes, I didn't start watching the game.
Mm-hmm.
Immobile,
Yeah,
but
that.
I would. I what? Josh, my problem is here. It's a 30-man, but if we are
Mm,
cutting it down right now, I'll take Mason out. I'll take Mason out.
but he won the Champions League,
Yes,
and
he won
he was in the
Champions
final
League.
of the Euro. Wasn't he in the
He
finals
was
for the
in the
Euros?
he was in the final, right? But then we're talking about stand out player because we're trying to get to maybe what, maybe like a top 10, a top
Top 10,
5.
yeah.
I think
Uh-huh.
there are 10 players there that's better than him for this award. So
So then Moy
I
then
would take him
Maris
out.
out then Moy. Maris have to be out then because then Mount did more, Kante did more than Maris, didn't they?
no, they didn't. They just won like one trophy. If you basing it on that, and we look and see how many thing with Mason Mount didn't even really do anything for the season. He went away during the England squad, and you didn't see him during any of those games. So that just took it away from him.
Huh. Okay. All right. That's Moy's opinion on that. Haaland should be in there
That's
Definitely.
easy. Of course, definitely.
Definitely.
Goal
because of the
scoring
goals.
machine.
Because he scored the goals. Okay.
Definitely.
Right,
All
so
right.
that
So
he did his job.
Bro, have you seen this man's Champions League record plus his Dortmund record?
but he
He had
hasn't
to
won
go.
anything. He hasn't won anything.
Yeah, he hasn't won anything, but half of the guys on the list haven't won anything either. So
Okay.
then
So,
that brings it down to individual brilliance and individual
mhm.
accomplishments over the year.
Yeah,
And Haaland would be above
yeah.
90% of the list.
Okay. So
Which is
that
why
means
the
then,
joke award, let me just put that out, is a joke award.
which is my point. Which is my point. My point is that going forward, then the people who should win, then the criteria have to be then what? You want something international. You want something on club level, and you achieved individual brilliance within your position. Is that fair? Assessment for who should win? Club level,
I didn't,
international
I didn't
level,
hear that.
individual level. Those are the three things I'm suggesting as criteria. You have to win something club level, you have to win something international, and individually you have to accomplish something great in your position.
I mean, I agree with I agree with. I would say I agree with everything on the list, but then the international one is iffy because remember, you don't have a World Cup to fight for until the next 4 years, and then the Euros just before that. So then
Mhm.
that's probably like the layer, like something half half. But I agree, individual brilliance have to do it. Notable performance all around, not up and down every single time.
Mhm.
Yeah, and get you into it. Plus, adding trophies and being instrumental to winning it too.
Okay, all right. You said Donnarumma there. Benzema, should he be there?
100%.
Yeah,
Most
that's the thing.
definitely.
Yeah.
Big Benz.
Absolutely.
Okay, Sterling.
And once again, why is Sterling on there? Because of his performance in England. If it wasn't for
Internationally.
England,
Has to
Right.
be.
he would
Yeah.
never he wouldn't make
You
it.
wouldn't. Okay, so the international helped him to be on the list then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
because we can say that at the beginning, um, that Raheem Sterling for almost the entire tournament before the ending of it all was the best English player.
Yeah, you could say that. You could say that.
Yeah, so
All right. Barella. That's just
mm,
Italy
hmm.
alone. That's like Sterling.
Look, I won't just say it's Italy alone because he had a tremendous season with Inter. I think he
The
did
one.
very well. He helped them tremendously winning the Serie A.
So
But
so why don't?
Chelsea doesn't make it from
So but that's the thing, Shaq. The man ticked most of the boxes. He wins Syria, he win Euros, and well, he had a great season. He started in all those games. So I
again.
mean, because he
Again,
didn't
this is
score
what I'm
50
saying. This is
goals.
what I think trophies. I think
Hmm.
winning a trophy is not is like maybe the third thing in when talking about criteria. I don't
Okay.
think I think individual
Uh-huh.
individual brilliance as we've been saying earlier. I think that's the main thing that we have to look at
Okay, so that's the
because
first thing. Okay.
I think that's what you look at and then if you win something hey you can get another notch in your belt.
Hmm.
Okay.
But I think individual once you dominate
Hmm.
individually, don't care if your team is crap. If you
Okay.
dominate individually, I think you have a better chance of winning than someone who probably won the the Champions League and the Euros in the same year.
Okay. So then
All
now
right.
based upon what we said so far, we said Mares, Kante, Haaland, Benucci, Mount, Kane, Donnarumma, Benzema, Sterling, Borella. From that list there, who wins the Ballon d'Or?
Oh, don't leave me there.
I'll say it again. Right, Mares, Kante, Haaland, Benucci, Mount, Kane, Donnarumma, Benzema, Sterling, Barella.
I would I would honestly give it to Harry Kane from that list.
Okay, so that means individually he scored goals. He even had some assists too, right? That season.
Dominated, yeah. Right.
So individually he did that, and then
Hmm.
now the other notches that we mentioned would be what? He didn't do anything in the Champions League, obviously, and he went to the finals with England.
Hmm.
So he's done more than everybody else.
Of that list, you can say because Harry Kane got
I have that list.
Harry Kane got Golden Boot and had the most assists in the league.
What about Donnarumma?
Yeah, that's
Well,
where my mind was.
Donnarumma was where my shout was, to be honest. I'm just
Yeah.
basically thinking about what Moya said.
Because then when you see,
Donnarumma was
yeah,
mine because
he played for AC Milan where he get majority of the games from because he only just moved to
Yeah.
PSG.
Hmm.
I don't know how well they did that season, how many clean sheets he had because that'll be individual.
Hmm.
yeah.
Percentage shot, how many shots he saved generally, how many clean sheets he had. That is his individual performance, and then you can tag on that he won the Euros.
But he won the Euros and
And
he
he
was
didn't he have
instrumental
player
in
of the
that.
tournament?
He was player of the
Yeah, he
tournament.
also got player
That's
of the
another
tournament.
notch in his belt.
Yep.
Hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, what's funny about this? I am trying to think of it from my perspective. But then
Mhm.
yet again, the other half of my mind is like, okay, this is what the Ballon d'Or is. So it's always trying to overweigh because I know it's almost like a fan favorite kind of thing,
Yeah.
you know. And I mean, why would you say, I would give Hurricane a shout too. Hurricane versus Donnarumma, it's very good.
Uh-huh.
Because it's England also, England haven't reached a finals in a number of years. But then when you look at it, Italy has this remarkable run of form where they continue with the
Clean sheets too.
W's.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Nobody expected them to win the Euros. A keeper, one play the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
But, it's very highly unlikely that a keeper is shown that love,
He's
which is
winning the
very
Balon
harsh.
d'Or. Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
which is very harsh.
It's about time though. You know.
Facts. For sure, you know.
But yeah, I
Yeah, we
agree.
made
I
it
think out of
narrative.
that list, they're done. Rumor should get it. All right.
Mhm.
And then now we move on. We have Messi. Has Messi done enough?
100%.
Certainly.
100%.
Yeah,
Golden,
Okay. So
golden
he
boot,
won
winner.
Copa.
Yeah, he
All
won
right.
Copa America. I wasn't even going to go to that yet. But listen, Messi, you know why Messi deserves that even more now? Because since this man left, it just shows you how awful Barca is, right? This man was able to win the Golden Boot and to have the most assists in the league in that team. What trophy they won? What they win the Copa del Rey or something?
I think it
Uh,
was that. Yeah,
Yeah. So he won. So he did win a trophy. Then he went and he won his first international trophy. And he got his first international trophy. He won Player of the Tournament. He had, I think, the most assists of the tournament. And if memory serves
So
me correct,
okay.
he had most goals in the tournament too.
So Joe, let's stick with our criteria
That's
then.
crazy dominance.
Individually, what did he
Uh-huh.
do? Individually, what did he do? How many goals did he score that season for his club?
again, no.
Go back and check that because I think somebody scored more. So Joe's frozen.
Internet, yeah, man.
Oh, he's looking it up.
I
I
don't know.
Okay.
Okay, he's
Joe,
back.
you there?
He's there.
am I back? Am I back?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Joe,
we can see
Yeah,
you. I hear you. I don't think he can see us. Or hear us.
Yeah, can you hear
I feel
me?
it.
Okay, yeah. I net. Yeah. So yes, I net is obviously a Ronaldo fan. Anyways, moving right along. So
As they should be.
so Golden Boot, most assists in La Liga, both in the same season. Um, so then with that being said, you can also say that without him, they don't win that trophy that they got. Then we go to international duty. He has most goals in the tournament. He has most assists in the tournament. He wins player of the tournament, and his team wins the tournament. So
Mm,
again, that is individual dominance. I think he's done more than enough.
okay. All right. Bruno Fernandez.
Yeah, he should be in the mix.
Yeah,
He
he's
should be
on
in
the
the
list for me.
mix.
Yeah,
He had a good
Um,
season. He won't win it, but
carry,
he's in the mix.
carry
Pedri.
United. Carry United.
Pedri.
for the
I,
Well,
volume of work
I,
that he has
played a
done,
lot of games. Yeah.
he definitely needs
yeah.
to be on this 30-man shot list.
Yeah, he played a lot of games. He played a
Yeah,
lot of games. And
we
he
know
played,
we know he's not going to make top 10, but
yeah,
Yeah.
listen, the man have to get some sort of credit, was some
yeah.
sort of
They
credit.
need,
But then
they
if
need
we
to
if we
have
give him Pedri,
a watch thing.
true. But then if we give him Pedri, if like well, nah, cry on Pedri because I'm a Pedri fan. But if we giving Pedri as we're gonna put say yeah Pedri on the list because of how many games he's played and all that, then I mean Inaki Williams supposed to be on the list. Just saying.
Okay.
Who was that?
Is it a
Inaki
classic case,
Williams.
Joe, quality over quantity?
True. What
True,
did he
true.
do?
That's true.
He's playing at a great run, and this kid played in the midfield of all of it. And he's
Young.
just
Yeah,
19. How old is he? 19?
yeah, little boy be
yeah.
just
Little
fine,
boy man.
just
Yeah.
fine. Luka Modric.
Boy, I don't know. I don't know.
Nah,
Why do I
Real
feel
Madrid is
like we
on
had the
this list
same
because of his
sentiments when
name.
he actually won it? Anyway, but go ahead. But let us feel this at the moment. But
But
yeah,
when
I mean,
he actually won it, he deserved to be on the list at least. I was
you don't
surprised he
deserve
won
now.
it, but he
But
deserved to be on the list.
what
This
did he do
time
different
around,
though?
I don't know. I cannot think about anything brilliant individually that Magic has done. So I don't
I
know.
never heard him being talked about that much this season. He probably played
Madrid.
well, but I didn't hear the conversation like
Mhm.
before about Madrid.
How
I,
did
Madrid is on
I
this list because of his name and because he's a pass winner. I feel like once
yeah,
you
I
win
just
it,
think he had
you
a steady
automatically get
season.
added to it.
yeah, steady season. So he
True.
won it before, put him under
Mhm.
30. You know, we already said Keelan he deserved to be there. But does he deserve any more credit? I mean, at his age, stalwart in the defense for a big club.
On
I don't think they won the title that year though. Did they?
no,
No.
no.
Juve?
No, no.
Into one.
No,
Into one.
Inter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he did win the Euros. And I mean, he deserved. If Bonucci there, he's there. Fair.
I mean, yeah. Once
Yeah.
again, it is one of the few players that made it on the list because of the Euro run, and if Italian players on there
Yeah.
because of they won the Euros plus their performance.
Mhm.
Hey, but if had it not been for injury, Spinazzola would have deserved to on that list more than all of them.
Oh,
Oh,
you're true.
Stats.
yep.
Stats.
That's true.
Stats.
Yeah,
Stats.
man.
Two controversial ones now. De Bruyne. We'll start with him first. Why is he on the list? Because City won the title and they made Champions League final.
He's pivotal.
I mean, it wasn't one of his best years, no.
But
But once
he was
again,
one of the best Premier League players.
yeah,
So I think he's
Yeah,
deserving
that's
to
true.
be on the 30-man list.
Fair. And then,
Neymar.
uh, what other
Oh, I
shit?
didn't.
yeah.
Joe, you were saying something. I'm sorry.
No, with KDB, I was just thinking because okay, yeah, he didn't have the best season for City, especially with the whole injuries and all of that. Then he got injured in the Champions League final, but
Right.
then we did also see not 100, less than 100% KDB come on and change. What was it? 2 or 3 consecutive games for Belgium. So I think that as well
Yeah.
goes in his favor.
Yeah, I think he deserves to be on the list. This for
Yeah,
me a
yeah.
fact. I mean, yet he wasn't his high standard of performance wasn't the season that we expected from him, and that's probably down to injuries too. But definitely, definitely deserves to be in and amongst. If you're having a 30-man who's best 30-man for a season, yeah, he's definitely deserving to be there.
Mhm.
Neymar. Neymar.
Yes,
What did Neymar do?
yes,
What did
yes.
Neymar do?
Yeah,
If you
you
watch,
PSG didn't win the title. That's one. Okay. They didn't win the Champions League. Brazil didn't win nothing. Why is Neymar there? He didn't have the most
Brazil got to
goals.
the
He didn't have the most assists.
yeah,
Brazil
Brazil got
lost the Copa final.
they
Why is
did,
Neymar there?
but they got to the final, and
Wow.
for once, I would say Neymar was the best Brazilian player almost through the entire tournament. And I think as well too, Neymar got extra credit this time around because we saw a different Neymar. We didn't see the usual Neymar that goes to the ground for everything and rolling. And
this
Neymar
fight.
was getting some hard fouls and getting up
Yeah.
and kept going. And Neymar actually looked like a leader for once. So
Okay.
maybe all of that, man. Just saying.
What the name of this guy now? I forget where he's from. Simon Kaja?
Yeah, I
Kaya?
think Kaya. Yeah, I think Kaya.
Kaya is how you pronounce it.
He
Yeah,
I think
Kaya.
it's with
he
Denmark. I think
deserves
he's
to
from
be on the list.
Denmark.
Denmark. Yeah, the
Yeah,
Denmark guy.
Denmark
He
captain.
deserves to be on the list 100%. Gave
Yeah,
Ericsson some very good help.
yeah, he did. He
Deserves to be on
balled.
the
He
list.
balled for his country, man. He needs a move. Who does he play for though? Right now, if I remember, I don't remember who he plays for.
AC,
Yo,
It's a
AC
good
Milan.
question. Oh,
yeah.
that's true. Yeah, when they played against United, I remember that.
Mm.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember that. Laturo Martinez,
Yeah,
Yeah,
Inter.
yeah,
yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
He-
For me,
Is
Lukaku
Lukaku
Lukaku.
is
on the
good.
list?
I don't think
Mhm.
so. No, he is. Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Really?
Yeah,
Lukaku's on the
Lukaku
Oh,
is
list.
in.
because
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
if Laturo
Lukaku.
can't be in there without Lukaku.
Okay.
True. That's true.
Ruben Diaz is there because I think he won. I think he won. What he won for the Premier League? He won something in the Premier League, right?
He was the best player in the
Yeah,
Premier
yeah.
League.
they won the league and
Yeah, and he won the league and the defensive record, so you have to give him
Carabao
that.
Cup.
hmm I'm gonna save these two for later. Two most controversial ones. Let's talk Salah though. Salah,
If Salah
Indeed.
should be in
He
there.
carried it. Yeah, he carried
obvious.
Liverpool.
Carry
Yeah.
Liverpool. As for the Equator,
yeah, Aspi. Yeah. For me, I think that Aspi is underrated, boss. I don't think we give
mm,
that man enough
I
credit,
agree.
especially for the longevity as well, and the way he
yeah,
just his transition from right back to centre back,
true.
even for
Yeah, that three
Chelsea.
back.
Yeah, man. I think Aspi definitely.
Mm.
Yeah.
Without Aspi, Chelsea don't win that Champions League.
Mm. Cristiano Ronaldo,
I mean,
he deserves to be on the
Let me
list.
think about that one, boy.
He deserves to be on the list,
Um,
right?
yeah,
yeah,
he
yeah, he
does.
does.
He
hmm
does.
Okay, that should be pretty obvious. Hopefully, whether you should win it, that's a different story. Moreno, Gerard Moreno.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he had a good season. He had a
Yeah.
good season for them.
Deserves
He
to be
did.
on there.
He had a great season. We
Well,
know Foden. Foden definitely deserves to be there. That's no doubt. Mbappe.
No doubt.
Yeah, yeah, no, yeah, yeah.
No doubt.
yeah.
I
Mbappe for
don't
sure,
know.
for sure.
Yeah,
Okay, if you all say so, it's fine. Suarez.
Yeah, hundred
Certainly.
percent.
yep.
Certainly.
Probably
Certainly.
one of the most deserving on that list.
Okay. Now, can we both agree that Jorginho and Lewandowski have to be on the list?
Yes, agreed.
Okay. Now,
Yeah.
Stop. Stop. Let's slow down at Jorginho. Why this Jorginho? Why should he be on the list?
well, he played a key role in his side's Champions League triumph, and
Okay.
he as well played a key role for Italy when they won the Euro.
Okay, but let me just ask you. Let me just ask you. Was his performances
Mm-hmm.
that of a high quality that if his teams didn't win those two championships, we would be talking about it?
No, because CDMs get no love unless you're Kante running up and down the place.
And
And
CDMs
he's
and
like
and I
a
him
and I
more likable
get
guy.
no love. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Your job is to
and I
cut out
had
the
a
play.
follow-up question
Good
to
shot.
what Shaq said. Then I'm basing this between two teammates, Kanti and Jorginho.
hmm
Which one of them deserve the most love? Because I'm looking at it, I really now. The two of them haven't really showed up for the entire season like that, you know.
They were getting split minutes.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
were getting split
Because
minutes
remember,
and
Jorginho didn't really play on Lampard. He came back into the team
on
on
the
the
two
two
show.
show.
True.
Yes, he was in the team for the pivotal run towards winning the what do you call it, the CL.
hmm
So I get that, but that's why I'm asking the question.
hmm
If his team didn't win, would we like be like, yo, yeah, saw Jorginho, or did his performance say, stand up and look at me? That's my question.
So, well, let me throw a question to your question, Shaq. How does a CDM say stand up and look at me? Because then look at the Man City game that happened just on the weekend there. Would we
Let's.
even be talking about Rodri had he not made that pivotal block towards the end?
I mean, I didn't watch that game in its entirety, but
Yeah.
let me tell you about a CDM performance.
Go ahead.
Just I think a week before that, was Rodri versus Chelsea. I think in that game, Rodri said, "Hey, stand up, look at me." Kante in that season with Leicester, he said, "Stand up, hey, look at me."
Yeah, and so what does a CDM have to do then? He can't be score goals, right? And he can't be. I guess he has to come down to what a CDM does, which is what break up tackles, distribute play, pass
Yeah.
completion,
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that is what a CDM does. So then when you look at Jorginho's stats,
Mm-hmm.
interceptions, pass completion, and even just generally the clean sheets that he was a part of, can you then say then that that's what his version of stand up look at me? Or do people just like Conte because he's that likable guy that made him easier for the media to sell? But Jorginho is not that kind of person.
No, I mean,
Bro,
I'm just saying,
And
I'm not disagreeing that Georgia should be on the list.
Mm-hmm.
I was just asking that question.
Yeah,
When
I
you
know.
look at his volume of work, definitely deserves to be on the list because of his consistency in that position. He controlled games with the tempo. He picked up, he slowed it down. He was able to do that in that position. So I think that he's very much deserving of being on that list.
yeah, definitely, man.
and
Jorginho is one of
yeah,
them players that, Jorginho is like a comparison, but Jorginho is like a Henderson. Like, as players, no, in the sense that as players, their quality and they're a lot better than they're given credit for because of the fact that they're not flashy. They're very old school, simple footballers, but they do their job and they do it very well. So for me, yeah, Jorginho definitely on that list. Kante can't be on that list and Jorginho not be on it.
True.
That's right.
That's very, very, very true. Um, well, with that being said, then I guess the obvious then question is, the media is narrowing down the list to basically be um, Messi, Lewandowski, Jorginho as the three people to possibly win it. They not even someone even not even putting Cristiano in there. What are your thoughts on that? Are those the three that would basically be the top three people to possibly win it?
I see why they're going along with that. Jorginho, deserving credit. He was a pivotal role in the midfield for Italy. He won the Champions League with Chelsea. Italy were the underdogs, and you look on Messi. He had a good season, won his first international trophy, so that's a very high praise for him. Lewandowski continued his performance again.
Yeah,
Not the Balon d'Or being cancelled when he was the outright favorite to win it.
yeah.
So I think those are the three
Breaking
credible
Gerard
picks that we
Mueller's
would say. Yeah,
single season goal scoring record as well, with 41 goals in
Mm-hmm.
that campaign. It's a lot of goals.
Yep.
Mm. People will put those three there. So, seeing as though for the first time since its inception, it wasn't given last year, how much of a role, how much of a factor do you think that plays into this year?
Boy, I don't even know. But for me, I think for me personally, based on the fact that they didn't give it last year, and
Yeah.
Lewandowski, for me, last year would have won that by a landslide.
Hmm.
For me, as much as I'm a Messi fan, as much as I think Messi has been brilliant, I still give Lewandowski because
Okay.
he's come back and he's continued on that farm. So
Huh.
For me personally, I don't see how you leave Donnarumma out of this. If you're making a like a top three, I don't see how you leave Donnarumma out.
I agree.
I mean,
I
he's a
agree.
young, he's not no 36-year-old goalkeeper, even 30-year-old goalkeeper. He's young. He was pivotal in some of those penalty shootouts that Italy had en route to winning the Euros. So when you talk about standout players with standout performances throughout the season, I think you talk about Donnarumma. I mean, Messi, Joe. I know you're talking about Messi, but Messi, yes, he had a lot. He scored a lot of goals, but that's Messi. We used to that, right? And I mean, at the Copa America, yes, he was great. but we used to that. I don't think we're used to
But we can't. We have
a
to stop
goalkeeping
saying that
performance
we're
like this.
used to it. We have to stop doing this thing where we're going to undermine the performances because of who they are and because we're used to it and because of just how good they are naturally. Because at the end of the day, nobody else can do it. We can't just keep saying, I understand where you're coming from, but
You
for me
know,
personally, we can't just keep saying, hey, it's
okay,
Messi, so it's
okay,
expected.
Joe.
It's
Let me put
Ronaldo, so it's
Messi.
expected.
Joe, let me put Messi against himself because
Hmm.
that's what I'm really doing. This is not Messi's best year.
No, it's not.
Messi has done better. So if he's not doing hitting his numbers that he used to hit before, then I can look at Donnarumma's performance, especially in that Euro. Not saying he should win it. Not saying he should win it. I'm saying that he should be in and amongst those names
In the
that are
top
being
three,
mentioned. I would have. I didn't hear that.
I'd put Donnarumma. If we have a top five, I'd squeeze him in, but the top three, no. But then again, you see, it all depends too, no, because then it depends on how you look at the top three. Because if you're going to put it, because I think it should be a case where the top three. Now, if you have a 30-man shortlist, you're going to have 10 attackers, you're going to have 10 midfielders, and you're going to have 10 defenders and goalkeepers. And I think at the end of it, the 3-man shortlist at the end should come down to one standout player from
I
each
mean,
segment, and then you give the winner to one of the three. That way, it makes it. That way, it gives an up. It makes it more of a. It presents more of an opportunity for the unusual person like a goalkeeper, a centre back, or somebody to win it, as opposed to just giving it to the attackers every year because they score a ton of goals and get a ton of assists.
right, Joe. I really like the way you're thinking. I really
What
do.
I want to make, I'm sorry, Shaq, but I just want to clarify what Drew is saying. So you don't want to have any standout winner. Everybody get an award for their position. Is that what you're saying?
No. At the end of it, you're still. What I'm saying is, you have the 30-man shortlist. So instead of just having the 30-man shortlist, which 99% of the time, at least 20 of that are attackers, you
Mm.
do it in such a way that it's going to be 10, 10, 10. So 10 attackers, wingers, strikers, whoever, 10 midfielders, CDM, central attacking midfielders. Well, the attacking midfield will be attackers. So
Yeah.
CDM, CM, wherever, and then the last 10 would be a combination of defenders and goalkeepers. So your center backs, your goalkeepers. And then at the end of it, when you're breaking it down to go to the top three, to choose from that top three should be coming from each of those segments. Instead of you picking now three attackers as the final three. So you would have a Donnarumma coming from one end, you would have maybe a Jorginho as the midfielder, and you would have a Messi or a Lewandowski out of the attackers. And then now you do whatever voting process or whatever it is they do to make the selection. And out of those three players, you choose the grand winner.
Messi will
I
still
think
win.
that I think that's fair.
I don't think
Like
so.
I said, I really like where Joe is going with this. But
I
then,
don't.
but then, Joe, but then, what you say, Josh?
I don't actually don't like it. I
But
like it up to the
hold on
last
here, Josh,
part.
because
Everything sounds great, but I still think Messi would win because I still think the attackers would still get preference. I still think so. If my 60 goals, you can't. This is my issue with Balon d'Or. Y'all know this. My 65 goals in a season. How do you compare that to a defender and clean sheets and a keeper and save percentage? People are going
okay,
to always pick 65 goals
you're
every
right,
time.
Joe. You're right. You're right. But then I was gonna ask Joe this in
Uh-huh.
in 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 your what should I call it setup in your setup there. You can't have both Messi and Lewandowski.
No, so that's why I said you would choose. I gave two examples for attackers. So I said you would choose, let's say,
Right.
Donnarumma, you would choose Jorginho as the midfielder, and then for the attackers, you would choose either Messi or Lewandowski, whichever.
But yeah, okay, Joe, I'm asking you to pick one.
If I'm picking one, I'm choosing Lewandowski.
Just choosing Lewa. And who wins it for you based
And
on your scenario?
for me, based on what I spoke about earlier, I give Lewandowski. Based on the fact that like I said, for me, he was the out and out winner easily if they had it last year. right? He didn't get it because they didn't have the tournament. He is back this season, and the
So
man
this is a
has not
redemption.
missed, and he has not missed a beat. He
No.
hasn't dropped off. So for me, he gets it. For that particular reason, he gets it.
I
Other
agree with you
than that,
100%. I
yeah,
agree
other
with you
than that, for me,
100%
I
about
would have
Lewandowski.
probably given. Other than that, for me, I would have given. Other than that, I would have given Donnarumma.
Well, you
Had
see,
it not been for that.
I'm happy you say that, Joe. I hate to interrupt you, but I'm happy you say that though, because Shaq, I can't just get Shaq's voice out of my head because something he said in a small discussion on this, he and I had, that why we give individual awards in a team sport, and to be fair, why can't we just use the same scenario you set up there, but just give each section the individual award for the best in their area? So best attacker, best midfielder, best defender, and best keeper. So it's like
But
4 different Ballon d'Ors, and we just move on.
no,
Because
but they
then,
have they have that. That's why you have
no, but the
defensive
Ballon d'Or is
player of the
one
year.
thing though. The Ballon d'Or is one thing. They're saying who's the best, regardless of position. But I just
Yeah,
don't think it's fair to compare positions. I hate to say it,
yeah,
but
I understand
I
what you're saying.
think that I really do think Van Dijk should have won it that year. I don't think Messi should have won it that year. I really
I
think Van
agree.
Dijk should have won it because of
I
what
mean,
he
Josh,
did.
you're right.
I
We
agree.
can't we can't take one aspect of the game over the other because
Yeah,
going to be if especially when we talk about winning titles and winning championships. If what's his name? If Domadone doesn't make those penalty saves, then we probably talking about Sterling winning these in this Ballon d'Or list because he would have won the he
Golden
would have
Boot.
won what you
Yeah,
call the thing, the man Premier League. He would have
yeah,
won the Premier League and he would have won Euros too.
yeah.
So
I'll probably get Golden Boot
Donnarumma
too.
basically stopped that from happening
Yes.
as much and as
Yeah,
much as Immobile scored goals and Chiesa scored goals, Donnarumma stopped goals from going in, which is his job because he can't score goals.
Yeah, yeah.
And
That's brilliant.
and just to add here, we're talking about the individual awards, forwards, midfielders, goalkeepers, and defenders. I mean, we're looking at it. That's what Champions League do. UEFA's best out of each category, and somehow they still manage to get that wrong because I
They
do
do.
not understand because how is Jorginho the best player in the UEFA but not get the best midfielder? So I'm there like the simplest thing as that they still get it wrong. So we're
yeah,
My
still here trying to find the suitable category, the suitable characteristics for them to win. And Jorginho seems to be the outright favorite out of every topic from midfield section, but can't take up best midfielder and how do you win the best overall and not win
That's
that individual award from your aspect from right there, which is funny
yeah.
still.
my I think Ballon d'Or, this Ballon d'Or award is the popularity contest. It
Hundred
has
percent,
nothing to do with football.
agree.
None.
Well, it doesn't have much to do with football. Let
Yeah,
me be
yeah,
different.
Bro, but
yeah.
here's
I,
what.
I agree with you.
While it is a popularity contest, that is true. We can also say that maybe if not all, majority of them that either Cristiano Ronaldo would have won or Messi would have won, there was no competition, realistically.
Okay.
If,
Majority.
if, if we're being honest, the
Yeah, I mean, yes,
majority of them,
most,
there
yeah.
was no competition. But I guess it got to the point now where, as fans, we were just tired of always like you see the 30-man list. Nobody studied that because you can come down to Ronaldo or Messi.
yep.
I think we just got tired of that. Honestly.
Joe, let me tell you when I gave up. Let me show you actually when I gave up on this award.
Yeah.
This is when I gave up on this award.
I was
Oh
gonna say.
yes,
32 goals, 28 assists. And
yes,
Nedved got it.
yes,
Yep. Yep.
100%.
Yep.
I agree. I
You
agree
know
with
when
you
I
So
give up?
100%.
You know when I give up, right? Y'all know when I give up, right? Couple times, twice actually. I gave up when they didn't give it to what's his name from Barcelona,
Which one?
Iniesta.
Iniesta.
Iniesta
Iniesta.
should have won
Oh, okay,
it
okay.
that year. I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah, I agree.
I don't care what nobody said. This is my opinion. Iniesta
Uh-huh.
should have won it that year. He was crucial to Barca winning the title. They won everything that season.
And Spain to
Crucial.
win it.
He had to be in that team. He was crucial. And then
Yep.
man go to Spain, and Spain was winning everything then,
Yeah, yeah,
literally. And he
yeah.
scored the winning goal in the final, and then give Messi. I'm sorry. Okay,
And
I'm tired.
I
I'm done
mean,
with that. I was done. I was like, I don't believe in that anymore. I'm finished.
yeah, there's two aspects in the Balon d'Or where I question highly also. The year when Neuer had his outstanding career,
Mm, that's my
with
second one.
Germany.
Yep.
I think Bayern was dominant that same year also.
Yep.
And then I'm looking at it, straight up to the defenders now. I don't know how they give criteria because I remember, the France winning year, Varane won the World Cup. I think Real Madrid had a very good season that
Won
year
Champions
also.
League.
The
True.
Champions League, I think they won La Liga too.
You win
And
everything.
at this point, your question is like, where do they actually go? Because it clearly cannot be titles or winning the best above best, as they said he should be winning the Champions League, and then that
Mhm.
kicks you up because you clearly
Uh-huh.
didn't see it was that.
Yeah, I agree. That Varane point is a solid point. What else you
Yeah.
have to do?
Hmm.
The man get the clean sheets. The man win everything there is to win. World Cup being the biggest trophy in football, and you
Uh-huh.
nothing for it.
Boss.
Nothing to
Let me
add.
ask you a
Shaq
question.
just bring back some hot. Listen, bro. That year when they didn't give Henry, boss.
You didn't win the Champions League shot.
I
That's
could
what
have brought
happened.
my house.
No,
Listen,
but it was 03.
oh man.
That's true. Yeah, because I thought the Champions League year was a year when Henry was just balling that year,
Yeah,
boy.
he was banned that
Crazy.
year too.
He was
Crazy.
But
unstoppable.
let me ask you guys. Let
And
me
we got
ask you guys.
robbed. Let the record show we got robbed. Yeah?
Joe, yeah, Joe, you weren't here when we did the whole that show and what made us sad.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
we got robbed. Highway
yeah,
robbery.
definitely. Highway.
But let me ask y'all guys, do you think we live in an age where there's an over reliance on stats? Where we just look on stats and then we made our we come to our conclusion. I don't think we watch enough. There are more games to watch, and I don't think we're watching enough games. Are we watching the players enough to then make our conclusions? Because at the end of the day, we go on Twitter, you go on these sites, and they post these numbers, these stats, and we look at, yo, you see what he's doing, and then we make our conclusion. I'm wondering if there's just an over reliance on stats in today's game.
Well, let me
I would,
start and just good. Well, no, I just want to say
right,
this
right.
again. A question with a question. what what does it go on? Because football is so subjective.
Hmm.
It's based
Back in
on
the
your
back in the
individual opinion. So I
back
mean,
in the day when we didn't have stats, what did we go on?
We
everybody
went
went
off
on
the
their
we went
opinion.
off of the eye test. That's it.
Yeah,
We had
and
no
I
choice
think
but to go off of the eye test.
and
Yeah,
I guess my issue with the eye test, which is why I prefer stats over eye tests, even though I appreciate eye tests. I prefer stats over eye tests because everybody eye different and everybody appreciates something different. So people look at what somebody's particular style is and they say I love that, and somebody else says well I hate that. It's not just what the eye test is that I'm looking and making my personal judgment. Numbers don't lie. Numbers tell you something else. But I
numbers
understand the eye
numbers
test.
numbers do lie.
Numbers
Yeah.
can lie. Numbers
Uh-huh.
can lie because I remember you made the point
Or
about
numbers
that.
can distort the story.
Hmm.
Yes, because then if they're not interpreted in the right context, because even in basketball, it's Free Friday, so I can say this, that they were talking about the fact that Steph Curry makes more 3 pointers in a season than Larry Bird in his whole career, right? and then look at that and then realize how basketball has changed.
Yeah.
And you're looking at the numbers and saying, well, is Steph Curry really the best shooter of all time? Because then back in Jordan and Bird's time, it wasn't the culture of the game to be shooting that many threes.
Not much.
I remember Ray Allen, he go way back to Supersonic days, and Ray Allen was saying that he couldn't put up more than 5 3-pointers in a game.
I bet
It
some
wasn't
that
until
now.
later in his career, the man had throw up 10 and 20 and so 3-pointer.
Yeah.
But in his early days as a rookie, if he throw any more than 5,
Bench.
coach is like, bench.
Out.
Bench. Yeah, he better make up a 5.
Yeah.
But then the man can throw up, man can be on like 11 of 20 and 3-point line.
Still a kill,
What the
4 of 20.
Oh, I mean, like the culture changed. So I'm back to the football. I guess Shaq. I look at people like Zidane, and we say, "Oh, Zidane was beautiful in the way he played, but his numbers in them are not that great." But what is beautiful? That's what I would say. What is beautiful? Because I would say Gatatsu. I would say Gatatsu is beautiful. Would you?
Yeah, I mean, when we say Gattuso was a baller, and I mean, and I don't think it's just beautiful in terms of grace, in terms of what you brought on the pitch over time. Because I can watch football and make an informed decision just by watching a player over time. I don't need no numbers on the player. I can come to a logical conclusion that this man is a baller and that man is not a baller based on watching the game only.
So Shaq, then the ballers then aren't the ballers the people? Sorry, why? But aren't the ballers the people that can do both? The real ballers? Isn't that why Cristiano and Messi are separated from everybody else? That they looked great and the numbers to match. Because
Yeah,
I think about people like Dembele. Remember Dembele from Spurs?
yeah.
Everybody talk about how he a baller, how nobody can touch his ball, how he just grazed through the midfield.
Graceful.
But nobody's talking about putting him up there with Gerrard and Lampard and Scholes, and nobody putting him up there. Why?
Because he's not.
No, but being can any of them really be? Are they really better midfielders than him technically?
Yeah.
Someone differ. Someone honestly differ in terms of how he played the game. So when you eye test Dembele, what is your conclusion?
When I test Dembele, he's not. He's a good player. I wouldn't look at Dembele and say, all right, he is a 8 out of 10 consistently.
Also,
No.
his consistency. Consistency is his bunker.
Consistency is a big part of it because I'm watching you this Saturday. I mean, I get to watch you next Saturday, but I'm watching you the Saturday after that. And if you're not at that level every time I watch you, then something's wrong with your game. You should be able to. I think the mark of a really talented player is to be able to do what you can do every time, and especially when you're in possession. How do you operate with the ball? How do you operate without the ball? Is the things that I'm looking for when I'm watching a football game.
Mm-hmm. Because then, if you really check it out, you do the comparison, not just consistency, but for example, the players that you mentioned, just like Scholes and Gerrard. At the end of the day, too, you can't compare him to them man too, because not only were them man balling, them man these guys did that consistently for a very long time. But then say one, say two, if you never watch Scholes and you just saw stats, you would not know how good Paul Scholes was. Paul Scholes is one of the best midfielders to ever grace the Premier League. But numbers and stats would not let you know that. That you know that because you have seen him play. And that's fact. If we just went off of stats, so then even if we're going to be looking at stats, no, because even with the when they're doing the medicals and so on, the medicals and so on are completely different. No, everything is stats and numbers. Every single thing now is stat. Even with the medicals and so on, everything is just stats and numbers. But then at the same time too, I think you still need to have, there needs to be a balance of the eye test
Of
as well
course,
as the numbers. You
of
can't just
course.
rule out the
True.
eye test
True.
completely and
True.
just go for numbers. Because
True.
that's why a lot of players come in with this expectation because yeah, they broadcast the numbers, but then when they come in, they do nothing.
And
Moy,
I think,
Moy
yeah, go
has
ahead,
got.
more.
Okay, so I was to say that. Do y'all think that lesser teams, let's say like Brighton, like some of the players in those kind of teams, they are disadvantaged? Because like to some of these awards, it's like let's look at like defenders. You know, they get a lot of attacking players running at them, and then we see them cutting out a lot of passes, and we normally compare high to low and not low to high. Like we don't
Low to high.
normally say if like a Ruben Diaz, Van Dijk, if they went into that team, how well they would perform. And you're looking at let's choose like Tarkowski. If he went to a City or a Liverpool, if he would continue and go the same thing because
That's
he
good.
won't be getting that much attacking threat when he goes to the big team because big teams normally dominate possession. So it that is a good thing because I think there was a season, it was last season or something, I don't remember, when everybody was talking about Maguire, but then Maguire had good stats, better than some of the defenders that we were praising. But I guess because of the high caliber of where we think they are,
Bro,
it's funny, especially for the lesser teams and so.
yo,
Good
the
point.
season with Van Dyke, right? When you checked interceptions and tackle percentages and so on, that season when Van Dyke was balling, Mustafi, by the numbers, had better stats.
Yep.
But I
Look,
do
this
think
is
Moy is
what
right
I'd
though.
say in response to Moy.
Mhm.
Yes, those I think we can look at those players on the lesser teams and say, okay, yeah, they're defending well because they get more work to do.
Mhm.
When you look at those bigger teams, bigger defenders, especially those like Ruben Diaz, Van Dijk, they're playing in the major competitions versus the best of the best week in and week out. So you give them a notch there. Now these defenders in the big teams, like let me use Van Dijk as an example because I can remember this one play perfectly. He's not going to be called upon every time because of the quality of the team he's playing in. But in those moments when he is needed, like I remember there was a 2-on-1 or 3-on-1 versus Van Dijk when they were playing against Tottenham.
Tottenham,
And
yes.
just Van Dijk's positioning alone
Mhm.
caused nothing to come from that. Tottenham didn't even
Yeah,
score from that. And it was a 2-on-1 or something like that. And his decision making to send this man left and to not come off with that other attacker is
Yeah.
what caused them not to score.
yeah,
He's not going to do it every week because they're not going to be his team is not going to put him in that position every week. But
True.
when you look at him in that situation, you say, okay, you know what? There's quality there, and there are the instances where he matches up well when he's playing against the better players too. And I wouldn't just go right out and say Tarkovsky could make it in one of those big teams because I really do think he could. Because some people are just like Van Dijk. And we used to stay with Van Dijk. Van Dijk can do more as a defender. He can start the attack from the back. But some people are just pure defenders. You
Yeah.
just can't pass me.
No.
And their
yeah.
plays in the game still today for
Like
players
Ben
like
me,
that.
like Ben me, boy.
Yep.
Remember me.
Yeah, or like the guy up for Brighton, man. What's his name?
Dunk,
Bissouma.
Not
Um,
not Duffy.
Oh,
dunk,
defender. Yeah.
Dunk, yeah,
Dunk,
dunk,
yeah,
yeah. Just
yeah.
pure defense. Or even Vidic. Vidic na had a passing
they
game.
did.
True.
Vidic na have no, Vidic is just pure defending. John Terry and so. The man just defend. That's all they do, and they should be counted for it. I like it. I like how uh, um okay. I like how we analyzed that because I think that's a solid point there, and which is why I said I think even like Van Dijk, I think he should have won it that year because of the impact that he had on that team, and I really think as well too that the keeper should have been in that shot as well, you know. But hey, as I said, popularity counts as it is, and it really should change. So what we should just do, we should hashtag cancel Ballon d'Or. If not cancel,
I can
maybe
get
just
behind that.
change it.
Or we can get Joe on the panel to start this reform.
Yep. Hey, listen.
Yeah,
With pleasure. With pleasure. With pleasure.
to change it.
I gonna probably have one sit down with Messi before and make yo, you're my boy, but we can't get tonight, Jack. I think he doesn't have to be like that.
Well, I can imagine if you actually met him though. There's like half of Joe saying, "Let me not be a fangirl," and the other half saying, "I really want to scream and run up to him," but trying to balance the two.
No, never that.
It'll be
Never
all
that.
cool.
Never that. Never
It'll be
that.
all cool.
I've seen a lot of celebrities, and while I'm sometimes amazed at the fact that wait, is that what I'm really seeing? Never that. At the end of the day, you're human being just like me. I embarrass myself with nobody.
You not embarrass yourself.
Nobody.
Okay. I actually thought about the other day that what would happen if we actually we were to do that. Just hypothetically end up at a beach somewhere in Antigua, and ask whoever, hopefully a footballer, just to give a quick, shout out to the Island fans community, and we just post it, and that'd be great. So if anybody see that, um, that would work. But yeah, to all the fans that figured that we throwing them out tonight, we not. We just we wanted you to give more footballing content, not just fooling around, So that's that. But either way, though, we appreciate the support, though, and of course, definitely don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this video as we talked about the Ballon d'Or. So whoever wins it, we'll see, and we can talk about who wins it, whether we'll be happy or disappointed. But I think there's a general consensus here that well, up and down, who's to really
Cancel Ballon d'Or.
yeah, hashtag cancel, or at least
Ballon d'Or
revamp it. Something new, man. Something new. I mean, we had a different time. We'll discuss.
I think Josh is
Hello. Hi.
I think Josh.
Yeah.
Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So Shaq frozen too?
No, Shaq.
Yo, I'm here.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
as I was saying, we have one for the under. We're almost there now. The under 21 players, how they did. So you got the Sakas and the Greenwoods and so forth, and their performance, and everybody, the Jude Bellinghams and so forth. Who is the best young player out there for the year? So that's another discussion as well too. And maybe we can get to talk about the women as well too. There's some women out there really balling, who have showed up. In the
Arsenal
There's
has best
one
woman.
woman out here.
Arsenal has best female.
One
Arsenal has
woman
best
balling.
female.
There's one woman balling the joke. How well you
Me-
get?
just
I don't
making
know
you.
about that. I don't know about
Ellen.
that.
Arsenal
Ellen White
have
to
the
the win.
best female striker in the world.
And according to
Okay.
Jamal, she's the best striker at Arsenal.
Facts.
All right,
Yeah.
man. Thanks a lot,
There is
guys.
a Manchester derby tomorrow for the females, City is going to win. Let's go City. Just adding
We'll
that there.
see. I'll be
Them man
watching
say
the game
only
too.
this is only your man side win now. Just saying.
This is only one.
Yeah, hey,
Hello.
the money don't run that deep.
Yeah, that man said only the man side win.
Wow.
Calm down.
The money don't
I
run
was
that deep, boy.
dominating women's football for a while. We Arsenal come in the table last season. Not above me though.
Mhm.
Listen.
United girls didn't do too bad. They had a good season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did.
Yeah, we had a good season. Yeah, changed up with the coach and so. But anyway, we're good. All right. Well, thanks a lot, guys, for tonight. And again, fans, thanks for your support. Have a great weekend.
Thank you for watching Island Fans. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you'll know when there are new videos and updates. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and like us on Facebook. Island fans, for the passion of the game.